Hello everyone, welcome to Be Empowered Yoga with Diana. Tonight I am going to take you through a 10-minute stretch routine that you could either use in the morning or at night before you go to bed or anytime you just need to stretch out some of those muscles, any tightness that you might be feeling. And with that being said, we're going to get started in a child's pose, but slightly different. So instead of facing forward, we're going to lower ourselves down, but start to bring our arms down towards the left. And dropping your forehead onto the mat. And really stretching out that right hand side, the right side, and your right ribs. Taking some nice deep breaths. Slowly start to walk yourself up and walk your hands over to the right hand side. Stretching out the whole left side of your ribs. Again, just breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Walking your hands back to center and coming into a tabletop position. We're going to move into thread the needle, lifting your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, feeding it through underneath that left arm, dropping your ear down onto the mat. Just breathing through that stretch. Nice stretch in the shoulder blades. Coming back to center, we're going to do that on the other side. So lifting your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, feeding it through underneath that right arm. Dropping your ear onto the mat. And just letting your upper body just sink into the mat. And coming back to center. We're going to move into some cat-cow stretches just to stretch out our spine. On an inhale, we're going to lift that tailbone up, lift that chest up, and open. Exhale, we're going to round that spine, really pushing your hands into the mat so that you're getting a nice stretch right along the shoulder blades. Inhale, chest is lifted, belly drops down. Exhale, round that spine, letting your head hang down loose. One more time, inhale. Your chest is nice and open and lifted. Exhale, round that spine. Tucking your back toes under, shifting your hips back into a downward facing dog. And just start to adjust yourself here into your down dog. And really just whatever feels good to you. If you want to pedal your feet, you can pedal your feet. If you want to do hip circles, you can do hip circles. Just getting adjusted to your down dog. Just trying to bring the heels down as close to the ground as you can. If you can't, it's really not a big deal right now. We're just trying to stretch out the back of our legs and our calves. So just go as far as you can. If you have 2 blocks available, you can use them, or you don't need to. So if you have that prop, by all means, feel free to take them out now. On an inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to bring our right foot in between our 2 hands. And this is where we can make use of our blocks if you would like to. So having them standing up tall on either side of you, and just resting your hands on top into your lunge. If you don't have the blocks, no worries, you can just keep your hands down onto the mat. You'll just get a deeper stretch. On an inhale, we're going to shift our hips back, straightening that front leg and lowering our chest onto our thigh. Inhale, lunging forward, chest is lifted. We're going to do that 2 more times, pushing those hips back. Really thinking about lowering the chest onto your thigh. Exhale, coming forward into your lunge. 1 more time, shifting those hips back. Exhale, coming forward. You can remove your blocks to the side. Drop that back foot down under. Helicopter those arms into your warrior 2. Nice and strong, really opening up through the inner thigh here. Extending your arms nice and tall. Really stretching that inner thigh, stretching that back leg. Inhale, flipping that front palm over into your reverse warrior. Getting a nice side stretch here. Your legs are still stretching as well. Inhale, start to bring your right hand down onto the mat, extending your left arm overhead into your extended side angle. And just breathing into the side ribs here. Really enjoying that stretch. From here, we're going to drop your left hand down. Start to pivot that back foot facing to the front part of your mat. Start to heel toe that right foot towards the outer edge of your mat, bringing both hands down on the inside of that right foot. Dropping that back knee down into your lizard pose. And with the lizard pose, you can always go as deep as you'd like and how deep you can handle, or as much of a stretch as you'd like. So you could remain here if this is a deep enough stretch for you, or you can start to lower yourself down on your forearms or lower down onto your forehead. Whatever your body needs today, just really listen to what your body is telling you. So don't try to overstretch. Just keep breathing in and out through your nose. Tucking that back toe under. Bringing yourself into a downward facing dog. Just pedal it out if you need to. Just adjusting yourself. Bringing your belly closer to your thigh. On an inhale, we're going to lift up our left leg now. Exhale, bringing it in between your 2 hands. Taking your blocks, again, if you have them and would like to use them. And bringing yourself into that lunge, Really stretching out the right upper hip here, your groin area, your psoas muscles, all getting stretched here. On an inhale, we're going to shift your hips back, straightening that front leg, bringing your chest closer to your thigh. Exhale, lunging forward. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, shifting your weight back into your half split. Exhale, coming forward into your lunge. And 1 more time, shifting those hips back. Exhale, coming forward. Placing your blocks, if you were using them, aside. Dropping that back foot down under, helicoptering those arms up into your warrior 2. Again, really thinking of opening up those inner thighs. Your core is tight, your arms are nice and strong. Your feet are rooted into the mat, making sure that that knee does not pass that ankle. Inhale, flipping that front palm over and extending it overhead into your reverse warrior. Really feeling that nice stretch in your left rib. Coming up, dropping that left hand on the inside of that left foot, extending your arm overhead into your extended side angle. You can also come up onto your knee if coming down onto your hand is too deep of a stretch or just uncomfortable. So either position works. Dropping your left hand down, pivoting towards the front of that mat. Heel toeing that left foot now to the outside of your mat. Bringing both hands down onto the inside of your left foot, dropping that back knee down into your lizard pose. And notice if you feel more tight on one side than the other. I really invite you to just tune into how your body is feeling. And if you notice that one side is tighter than the other, is one side more flexible, can you go deeper? Just really paying attention to that. We tend to use one side more than the other, or overcompensate if you are in any type of pain. So just bringing your attention to that and just breathing into those areas that you're stretching. Really using your breath to bring space into those areas that feel really tight and that you're stretching. Bringing your left foot to meet your right. Shifting your hips back into your downward facing dog. Really pressing your hands into the mat. Your fingers are open wide. On an inhale, we're going to shift our weight forward into a plank. Slowly starting to lower yourself down onto the mat, keeping your elbows tucked to the sides, close to your ribs. On an inhale, we're going to start to lift our chest up into your cobra. Exhale, lowering your head down, onto the mat. Inhale, lifting your chest up. If you like, you can go a little further and deeper into your cobra, straightening your arms, but making sure that your shoulders are not up to your ears. So keeping them nice and straight. Exhale, lowering yourself down. Pressing your hands into the mat, coming back into a tabletop position. And just making sure that your hip is in line with your knee, or just a little past your knee. We're going to slowly start to walk our hands forward, dropping your belly onto the mat into your puppy pose. Bringing your forehead onto the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Really dropping that belly towards the mat. Really stretching out your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Walking your hands back to tabletop. And from here, we're going to bring our left leg up. Not straight, we're going to keep it bent. You can either keep your foot flexed or pointed, completely up to you. Your core is strong, your hips are level and facing forward. You can remain here if you like, or if you really want to stretch out the front thigh, you can take your right hand and grabbing that left foot, really pushing the front of that foot into the palm of your right hand. And you should feel a really good stretch in the front thigh here. And release. We're going to bring that to the other side, lifting your right leg up. Your hands are rooted into the mat, keeping you stable and strong. Either flexing that foot or pointing your toes. And if you'd like, you can always bring that hand back, clasping that right foot, really pushing into the palm of your hand. So that front of the foot is really pushing into that hand. Your core is nice and tight. And release. Coming into a seated position and swinging your legs forward. I'm actually going to come to the long side of my mat to show you a little bit better. Extending that right leg out and bringing your left foot into your inner thigh in your groin area. Placing your right hand onto your shins, extending your left arm up. And just coming over to a nice side bend here. Again, just really stretching out that left side. Exhaling, coming back to center. Taking that left hand now right behind you. Start to lift your hips up, extending your right hand overhead. So a little variation of a wild thing here. Really stretching out the whole front of your chest, of your belly. Bringing it back down. Bringing your body now facing towards that right leg. And start to lower your chest down or your belly onto that thigh. Maybe you clasp the back of your hand, or maybe you keep your hands on your shin. Again, this stretch, just follow what your body is saying and how you're feeling today. We don't always have to go so low and so deep to gain the benefits of that stretch. So don't feel like you need to overstretch. Coming back up. We're going to switch legs, extending the left leg out now, bringing that right foot into your inner thigh. Lifting that right hand up to the sky, taking a nice side bend. Just breathe, don't forget to breathe. Dropping that back hand down, lifting your hips up, and bringing that left hand over. Bringing yourself back down. Bringing now your body closer to the left hand side, extending your hands out and just lowering yourself down. Really feeling that stretch. I know with me this side is tighter than my other side, so I know that I won't be able to go as deep as my other side, and that's okay. I just need to feel the stretch. Slowly start to walk yourself back up, coming into a cross-legged position, into a nice, easy seated pose. Taking a nice deep breath in and rolling those shoulders back. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. And just expressing gratitude to yourself for taking this time today to stretch out your body, listen to what your body and mind are telling you, and just taking that time aside for yourself. I hope you have a very nice rest of the day, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.